Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Governor. I'm Nancy Naji. Governor, the question for you is the rationale holding interest rates. Of course, you've explained it, but Nigerians seem not to understand. So perhaps you should explain in a layman's language why you can't bring down interest rates, though you promised that at the beginning of your tenure. The second question is your role, that is CBN's role in Etisalat, because I've gotten a lot of messages and insinuations concerning CBN's role in Etisalat. Thank you.
I just waived that condition for Nancy because she's just coming back from vacation.
Good afternoon, Governor. Good afternoon. My name is Onyemachukwu from Business Day. You did say, acknowledge, that there's a liquidity surfeit in the banking sector, and at the same time, rising cost of capital. Now, banks are complaining about the increasing liquidity mop-up, and then some banks are saying, or some people are saying that some banks are becoming vulnerable. I don't know how concerned the CBN is about this, because we have seen that lending rates are going up and also interest rates are also going up. Is this some sort of concern to the Apex Bank? Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Hamisu. I write for Daily Trust newspapers. So with the relative stability of Naira at the foreign exchange markets and the need to also stabilize prices, are we expecting maybe devaluation of Naira, since we are expecting also a stability in the reserve very soon?
Okay, so that's it. Let's listen to the governor. Thank you.
Well, I think first let me address Etisalat, because that's like an off the cuff question. Basically, the issue is that whereas the regulators, here I'm talking about the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Central Bank, expect that in this case businesses or companies that operate in the telecoms market should operate profitably, they will also expect that whatever decisions they take should not be those decisions that will hurt other important stakeholders in that industry. You all know that Etisalat is one of the 4 biggest telecommunications companies in Nigeria, with subscriber base of over 20 million. And of course, we also know that the revenue base of the company is very, very robust. Etisalat employs over 4,000 people. And of course, if you understand the likely impact of any adverse consequences on Etisalat on the life of these 4,000 people, and indirectly even more than 4,000 people, the fact that there are 20 million subscribers that receive the services of Etisalat, it is important that we should not just allow any creditor who feels advantaged to take a decision that hurts other important stakeholders and creditors that operate within Etisalat. That was what the NCC and the CBN observed, that that the activities and the attempt by some creditors was going to lead to a dismemberment of that company, and we thought that we could not allow 20 million subscribers to be running helter-skelter without services, and that we could not allow 4,000 or more staff of this company to just run in disarray because something wrong had happened. That is the reason that NCC, supported by the CBN, decided to intervene to say, please, gentlemen, we understand all your interests in this company, Either you are a creditor or you are a service provider. Let's take things easy so we do not hurt the interest of others that also have what I call interest in this company. So that's the reason NCC, supported by CBN, intervened. But I must say that intervention has been positive. We have Etisalat has retained its subscriber base. Its 4,000 staff or so or plus have continued their work. And indeed, revenue, for the month of June, which was seen to be the most tumultuous for this company, had remained stable at least 16 billion naira monthly. A lot of people who were watching from the sidelines thought that Etisalat's revenue was going to drop drastically and that there was going to be flight to safety by the subscribers. This has not happened. This company, by its activity and operations, I would say remains strong. This revenue remains strong, and we would like to maintain this. The intervention through the institutionalization of an interim board headed by the regulators, I must say here that is temporary, and our own plan is that this should not take more than maximum 90 to 180 days. The company advisors have been appointed to midwife a process for a major investor to intervene in the company and take it over. I am very gratified at the surge by potential investors who have written showing interest. So what would happen is that this interest will be eventually made open. The advisors will advertise for RFP. They will call for RFP. Everybody will go into the data room and conduct their due diligence. And after that, the best person that presents himself for the parade will win and will become. So we are happy. We are not moved at all by this. Second is a question on the rationale for holding interest rates. I thought the communique had explained this substantially. But I think it's important that we understand that as Nigerians, we also understand that there is a need for a low interest rate. Because we know that will lead to low interest rate, will make it easy for people who want to borrow money at low rates. We know easing will inject liquidity into the system. We know it. But we are saying inflation at 18.8% when we started. Even today, inflation at 16.1% where we are right now as at June is still considered very high in the light of studies that have been conducted. There are acceptable models for computing the inflation threshold, and these models have computed inflation threshold for Nigeria at a range of between 10 to 12%. What that means is that when inflation rises is above 12%, no matter the action that you take to stimulate growth, it will retard growth.